What's up? Welcome back. If you don't know me, I'm Nay. This is Revived Warfare. And I told y'all I was back on it. I am being consistent and God is getting the glory. Okay, so if you're new here, would you go ahead and subscribe to this channel? Hit that like button. It would really help me out and YouTube will push this video out to more people like yourself. Told you we got this together now. You're going to see me every week. I don't know what day of the week. I probably need to figure that out. But you're going to see me weekly because God has given us strategic instructions and we are trying our hardest to be obedient. Okay, today's episode is titled Trusting God in the Process. There's 3 takeaways I want you to get from this video. The first is stay consistent, but not just for the sake of being consistent. Number 2, don't ignore the red lights, the stop signs. They're crucial. Number 3, first things first, and that is intimacy with the Father. All right, so let's first get started. I'm going to take this channel, for instance, Revive the Warfare. Year 1 of this platform, this podcast, Revive the Warfare, we did good for like almost the whole year, right? We were consistent. We had content recorded weeks ahead of time. That's how we started out. We started out strong, right? And then it began to slow down and And then not the consistency, but the prep, the weeks of content, the way God told me to do it. Or I felt like the way he told me to do it, right? And so then I was like running on fumes. I was like, okay, I was supposed to have an episode out this week. I gotta hurry up. I gotta come up with something. I gotta force it. It felt forced anyway. Then it got to a point where I would be recording. So FYI, this is not going to be a long episode, but it got to the point where I was recording and I would go and I would watch it back and I would be like, this feels like I'm just reading words off of a screen. And I did a few like that. And then I was like, okay, no, I got to pause. I got to stop. I wanted to be consistent because consistency is very important. But then there comes a point where you can't ignore the red lights. You can't ignore where you need to just pause and take a break and get back. Please forgive me if y'all hear my son. He's supposed to be in the bed. He is not. So I was just going just for the sake of going. And like I was saying, like consistency, although it is great and it's needed, and you need consistency to excel and to grow and, to just be better. Sometimes you have to take that pause. You have to take that break. You have to get back to the Father so that he can breathe on whatever it is that you're doing, so that when you do it, you have the grace to do it and it's just easy. This process of starting strong, then basically running on fumes, it can be difficult. It can be difficult to navigate, but trust God in the process. So even though we know the rules for, let's just say, content, the rules are post this many times and, we've all heard all the things, right? Sometimes during that process of being a content creator or having a platform where consistency is key, sometimes during that process, God himself will say, pump the brakes. You got to spend some time with me. And I'm not talking about getting up every day, reading our Bibles and prayer. Sometimes you really have to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, God, at the end of the day, this is not for me. This is for you. I'm the vessel that you're using for this. Where are we going? Where are we going from here? We got to be okay with the pauses. We got to be okay with the breaks. So intimacy with the Father is important because guess what? Life happens. And if you watched my last episode, I told you all about how God was dealing with me. Well, he wasn't dealing with me. He allowed me to see some things that scared the crap out of me. And then I knew I had to make the decision to homeschool my son. And with that decision came so much fear and so much anxiety. And if I had recorded stuff through that. I could have forced it and just made it happen, but I feel like it wouldn't have been quality. So even in taking the break, I had to trust God. Like, you know what? At the end of the day, this is your platform. I just get to steward it. That's it for this episode. I just want to encourage you to trust God in the process of a life. Trust God in the process of whatever it is He's calling you to do. Whatever it is that you've been doing. If you feel like you're running on fumes, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to just go back to the drawing board and be like, okay, Lord, what are we doing? What do you want me to do with this? All right. So I'll see y'all next week for another episode. God bless and bye.